Hello everyone, welcome to Shri Voyage. Today we're going over the launch of the new Nars Light Reflecting Foundation. I was fortunate enough to wear this foundation for a full month before launch. So I'm going to show you guys today what the product looks like and my thoughts on this new foundation. Let's get started.
Before we get started, I wanted to show you the Nars Foundation Comparison Chart. This will help you to better understand how the light reflecting foundation works compared to the other foundations in the Nars brand. Also below is pictures of before and after showing how this foundation helps with redness, blemishes, hyperpigmentation, texture, pores, wrinkles, and dullness. Some of you may be wondering, does the light reflecting foundation match the color I currently already have in one of my other Nars foundations? For instance, I personally use the Sheer Glow foundation in the color Fiji. The new light reflecting foundation color I use is also in Fiji. So yes, the color that you're currently using should match the brand new light reflecting foundation.
All right, let's get started with the new Nars Light Reflecting Foundation. Now this is a makeup skincare hybrid. I had the opportunity to wear this for almost a full month before today's launch date, and I am loving it. Now, I know I work for the company, so some of you might be thinking, well, of course you're gonna say you love it. Not so. I cannot wear a couple of Nars' foundation because they're too heavy for me personally. I'm gonna tell you guys today why I love this for me personally and who may like it depending on their skin type. Now before I even get started, I do have my brows on and mascara. Nothing else is on my face. I did prep with the Nars toner and with the Nars Luminous Hydrating Cream. That is it, these two. So I'm prepped and ready to go. So quickly, a few key points is that it's meant to blur and smooth. Now in my mind, when I think blur and smooth, what ends up happening is I think silicone and fillers and all of that kind of stuff, which to me just grabs onto pores and texture and fine lines. Not so. It's actually formulated without mineral oil, silicone, and parabens. It's vegan, it's a breathable foundation, and it's an all-day wear. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead now and take the color Fiji, which is my color, and put it on the sponge here. I did about 2 pumps. So I'm gonna go in here and put a couple stamps of the foundation across the cheeks and the nose, under the eye, which is where I really love it. I was surprised how well it covered. I will say that is one thing that I noticed was that it looks like someone puts like a filter across your face. Very light in texture, but really great coverage. So the Nars I have been loving, tested it for a month like I said, and it has not settled. It looks really nice. And I'm also loving the Chanel, de Chanel quite a lot. Now the difference in formulations, I'm gonna go over with you guys at the end of the month because I have a couple more foundations to still go over so that you guys can get a better idea of what foundation might work best for you. All right, so as I'm talking to you guys, I'm just pressing this into my skin. And I always tap so that I can get a nice, even complexion here. I'm gonna take a little bit more here on my finger, just to go around the eye area. Just put a couple dots there. Now what I will say that I noticed about this foundation is that it covers. And for me, most of the time when something covers, it's usually quite heavy. I could feel the foundation, which I don't really like. Not so with this. In fact, here's my dark spot here. Covers so well. Little goes a very long way. Do you see how well this covers? And it feels like nothing on the skin. This goes on and then it wants to set, but it doesn't set so much that it goes into pores and emphasizes texture, which I absolutely love. Kind of just has that perfect balance of sitting on the skin and setting without setting into the skin or just staying on top of the skin and feeling too sticky. So yet another thing to note. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it in for you guys so that you guys can see what it looks like. I did add the new Chanel lipstick in Rouge Coco Balm in the Passion Pink because I'm just so pale that I need a little color here. And then I'm gonna add some new products that I just did videos on to the complexion here and bring the look all together. Let's go ahead and bring it in. Now, before we move on to the crystal powder, there's a couple key points for those of you who like ingredients that I want to mention when it comes to this light reflecting foundation. Milk thistle to help environmental stressors, biometic oat to help the appearance of redness, cacao peptides to help blue light or protection from blue light, and 4 Japanese lily turf, which helps to protect the moisture barrier in the skin. So let's go ahead now and get into the powder, which is the light reflecting powder that goes really gorgeously with this foundation. So this powder's been out for quite some time, but they did put it in a new case, which I love. And when you open it up, so it has a little screen on it, which helps to protect the powder from falling out all over the place. You can use your beauty blender or a puff. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Nars bronzing brush and add a bit of this here to all over my face. I'm gonna start off in the center and then work outward. Now, what makes this powder so special? First of all, if you like a mineral powder that's micro fine, incredibly air light, it's just, you can't even feel it, just blends into the skin. Very similar to the By Terry hyaluronic powder, just like a slip. It's so light, it's just like that. Now, what it uses to keep the moisture in the skin is vitamin E and glycerin. So you don't get that over dry kind of powder feeling. So light reflecting, soft focus finish, luminous, has a weightless texture to it. Obviously I'm using the lightest one. I love to use this under my eyes to brighten under the eye area. I'd say if you're light to medium skin, definitely feel free to use this very light powder because it is so translucent. But if you're medium to deep, definitely pick a color more in the warmer to deep shade range. Here is the foundation with the powder. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put on some complexion enhancing products, which basically just means color on my face. And then in about 7.5, 8 hours, I'm gonna come back at the very end of this video and you guys will see what this foundation looks like when it's being worn all day. I added some eyeliner. I used my Nars Liquid Climax eyeliner. This is a great liner. It has a thick side to create a really easy application for the most part of the eye. Then you can turn it and do a thin line. What I love is you can create a really nice, easy tail this way. Reminds me a bit of a calligraphy pen. Eyeliner on, let's go ahead now and put some blush on. Now I just did a video going over the Chanel Spring Summer collection. I'll link that down below if you guys are interested. The reason I'm bringing it up is I'm gonna use my blushes today. Now I have the Brune and I have the Peach blush. Love them both, use them together and on their own. Many of you have been asking how I wear this darker of the two shades. This is the Brune. And want to know how to apply it a little more rich on my skin. So when I did the other video, I put it on very lightly, kind of like as a bronzer. So today I'm gonna go in a bit deeper to show you all who've been wondering, how do you wear it darker being as fair as you are? So I'm dipping my brush in here and I am using the Nars brush in the number 15. I'm gonna go right in the hollow of that cheek, which is basically on the outer corner of the eye and the upper ear. It kind of creates a perfect map if you go here and here. And I tap it on and kind of swirl it. What you're gonna see is that it becomes just a bit more like terracotta red color, so it'll just be more bold. Last time I wore it, I mixed it with the Peach blush and used it more as like a bronzer, so I used it with a lighter touch. But today I will just wear this by myself so that you guys can see how someone with my fair skin could wear a color that is this rich. Always go around the C shape of the ear, that way you don't have a hard line that stops here. You want to make sure everything transitions from one area of the face to the next. I'm going to go in with the Peach blush now just so that you guys can see the difference between the two. Using the same brush, the Nars 15, I wiped it off. Go in with the Peach here. But feel free to pop it on and then lightly sweep it across the cheeks, or just use a light touch right in the beginning and softly move up to the cheek area. All right, so we have the peach here, and we have the brune. Going back to the Chanel Rouge Coco Balm in the Passion Pink color, I'm gonna add a little more to the lips. And a little to the cheeks here. All right, we are all done with the color on the complexion. Let's go ahead now and take a look at the new Nars Light Reflecting Foundation after it's been worn for 8 hours. All right, hour 8 of wearing the Nars Light Reflecting Foundation. Do you guys see how it just hasn't moved? There's no separating. The color doesn't look different from here to here, from here to here. My lipstick is definitely wearing off, but yeah, it still looks great, which is what I really love about it. So for those of you looking for a foundation that isn't going to move all day and you don't have to touch it up all day, this is for you. And on that note, I leave you all here. As always, questions, suggestions, feel free to comment down below. And thank you so much for watching. If you want to support True Voyage, the best way to support my channel is to use those affiliate links below, subscribe, leave me a comment, and hit the like button. All right, everyone, see you soon. Continue to take care of yourselves, continue to take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.